Welcome to Numbers World. Today we are going to solve past papers of ICATs Mathematics contest of year 2019 for grades 7 and 8. Question number 1. Paula went shopping and spent a total of $92. She bought one pair of sunglasses, two hats, and four shirts. A table is given below in which the prices of the items are mentioned. The sum of the total costs for the three types of items should add up to $92. What is the price of the sunglasses? So here we know that she has bought one pair of sunglasses, two hats, and four shirts, and the total amount was $92. So we can make our equation like this. The price of one hat is $12 and each shirt is of $15. So we can put these values in the equation. After solving it, we may say that one pair of sunglasses is of $8, which is our option A. Question number 2. Juliet made the jewelry box shown below. The jewelry box was shaped like a right rectangular prism. What was the volume in cubic centimeters of the jewelry box? So right rectangular prism is a cuboid. We know the volume of a cuboid is equal to length multiplied by width multiplied by breadth. So here length is 5, width is 8 and breadth is 4 centimeter. We will put the values in the equation and solve it. The volume of the jewelry box is equal to 160 cubic centimeters, which is our option C. Question number 3. The fifth grade classes at Brookfield School used 5 identical buses to go on a field trip. There were a total of 40 seats on each bus. All of the seats on 4 buses were filled. The fifth bus had 4 by 5 of the seats filled. 1 by 8 of all the passengers on the buses were adults. How many adults went on the field trip with the fifth grade classes? Let's sort out the information step by step. There are 40 seats in each bus and 4 buses are full. So we are going to find out the total number of passengers in 4 buses by multiplying 40 with 4, which is equal to 160. The third statement is the fifth bus had 4 by 5 of the seats filled. So 4 by 5 of 40 is equal to 32. It means there were 32 passengers in fifth bus. 1 by 8 of all the passengers on the buses were adults. So first of all, we will calculate the total number of passengers by adding 160 and 32, which is equal to 192. Now 1 by 8 of total passengers is equal to 24. So 24 adults went on the field trip, which is our option B. Question number 4. Rashid is filling a toy box with wooden blocks that are each a unit cube in size. He filled the bottom layer of a toy box with 15 wooden blocks. He then stacked 2 more wooden blocks on top of the bottom layer. The partially filled toy box is shown below. What was the total volume in cubic units of the toy box? So we know the volume of a cuboid or cube is equal to length multiplied by width multiplied by breadth. So we are going to find out these three measurements. Like length is equal to 3, as we can see 3 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 blocks are in the base. So width is equal to 5 and breadth. There are 3 blocks here. So breadth is equal to 3. We will multiply the values. 3 5s are 15, 15 3s are 45. So the volume of the toy box is 45 cubic units. So option D is the correct one. Question number 5. Ellie lives 3 whole 3 by 4 miles from the library. He decided to bike from his home to the library to return some book. Ellie biked 1 whole 1 by 10 miles when he remembered that he had left a book at home, so he biked back home to get it. After getting the book from home, he biked to the library. What was the total distance in miles Ali had biked when he finally reached the library? So when he was going to library in the way after traveling 1 whole 1 by 10 miles, he remembered that he forgot a book. So he went back. It means he traveled the same distance again. Then from home to library, he traveled for 3 whole 3 by 4 miles. We are going to calculate the total distance by adding the distances which he has covered. 1 whole 1 by 10 plus 1 whole 1 by 10 plus 3 wholes 3 by 4. So here we will change the mixed number into improper fractions. Like 10 ones are 10, 10 plus 1 is equal to 11, so 11 by 10, 11 by 10, and then 4 3s are 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, so 15 by 4 is our third fraction. So we will take the LCM and solve the equation. The total distance is 119 by 20 miles. We will divide 119 on 20. The answer is equal to 5 holes 19 by 20 miles. So we may say that he has traveled 5 holes 19 by 20 miles in total. Question number 6. There are 12 players on a new softball team. Before the team starts playing games, the team must pay a total registration fee of $572. Along with the registration fee, the team will also need to spend a total of $1,240 on equipment. To pay for the cost of the registration fee and the equipment, the players held a car wash and raised $786. They then decided to sell candles for $9.50 per candle to cover the remaining costs. If each player sells the same number of candles, how many candles must each player sell? So we are going to find out the total amount which they have to pay by adding the registration fee and the cost of the equipment. The total is equal to $1,812. They have raised $786 by car washing. So we will find out that how much money is earned by selling the candles. To do that, we will subtract $786 out of the total. The answer is $1,026. If we divide this amount on the cost of one candle, that is 9.50, the answer is 108. It means 108 candles were sold in total. To find out that how many candles were sold by each player, we will divide 108 on 12 because the total number of players were 12. So it's equal to 9. So we can say that each player sold 9 candles, which is option C. Question number 7. Arnold's entire workout consisted of 10 minutes of warm-up exercises, 25 minutes of lifting weights, and 15 minutes on the treadmill. What was the ratio of the number of minutes he lifted weights to the total number of minutes of his entire workout? So first of all, we are going to calculate the total time which he spent on his entire workout. That is equal to 50 minutes. And he spent 25 minutes on weightlifting. So let's find out the ratio of weightlifting to entire workout, which is 25:50. After simplifying it, we get 1:2. So option B is our correct option. Question number 8. A punch recipe requires 2 cups of cranberry juice to make 3 gallons of punch. Using the same recipe, what is the amount of cranberry juice needed for 1 gallon of punch? So it is given in the question to make 3 gallons of punch, we require 2 cups of cranberry juice. So to make 1 gallon of punch, we will require 2 by 3 cups of cranberry juice. So option D is the correct one. Question number 9. The points plotted on the coordinate grid below show different locations in the city. The grid lines represent the city streets. The city plans to build a parking lot at the location represented by the coordinates 8 and 4. Which building is the shortest driving distance from the parking lot? So to calculate that, we are simply going to plot the coordinates 8 and 4 on the coordinate grid. 8 is our x coordinate, so we will find it on x-axis. Here it is. And 4 is our y coordinate, so we will find it on y-axis. So here it is. This is the point where our parking lot is. From here, we can clearly see the post office is closest to parking lot as compared to the other buildings. Because to reach the post office, we have to just cross one street. Whereas to reach the library and museum, we have to cross 2 streets, and the third destination is library or museum. So option D is the correct one. Question number 10. A company paid $48 for 2 cases of printer paper. Each case contained 12 packages of paper. Next month, the company's office manager needs to order 180 packages of the same paper. If the price per package does not change, what would be the total cost of next month's order? So each case contained 12 packages, and 2 cases have 24 packages. The cost of 24 packages is equal to $48. If we want to know the cost of one package, we will divide $48 by the number of the packages in 2 cases. That is equal to $2. Now to calculate the cost of 180 packages, we will multiply the cost of one package by 180. That is equal to $360. The total cost of next month's order is $360, which is our option B. Question number 11. The picture below shows the 5 houses on Maple Street and 5 houses on Oak Street. The first statement is each house number on Maple Street is 6 more than the house number to its left. So we can make a pattern here by adding 6 to the number that is at the left. Like the first number is 6, so 6 plus 6 is 12, then 12 plus 6 is equal to 18, 24, and the last house number is 30. The second statement is each house number on Oak Street is 8 more than the house number to its left. So we are going to make a new pattern by adding 8 to the previous number. The starting number is 4, so we are going to add 8 into the previous number, and this is our new pattern. How much greater is the house number of the last house on Oak Street than the house number of the last house on Maple Street? To find that out, we can calculate the difference between the 30 and 36. 36 minus 30 is equal to 6, which is our option B. Question number 12. The net below represents a three-dimensional object. Which three-dimensional object can be formed from the net? So we can see 2 triangles and 3 rectangles in the net. So it is a net of triangular prism. So we may clearly see that only option B has 2 triangles at the sides and 3 rectangles in the middle. So option A is basically a square-based pyramid, B is triangular prism, C is a cuboid, and option D is a triangular pyramid, or in other words, we say it's a tetrahedron. So option B is the correct one. Question number 13. Keith wants to plot -8 and -9 on a number line. Which statement is true? Before checking all the options, we can make a number line here. 0 is in the center, and on the right side of the 0, we have positive numbers in increasing order. Whereas on the left side of the 0, the numbers are negative and they are in decreasing order. Like -8 is less than -2 because it is more away from the 0 as compared to -2, so its value is less than -2. Option A is Keith should plot -8 to the left of -9 because -8 is less than -9. It's wrong because -8 is not less than -9. Option B is Keith should plot -8 to the left of -9 because -8 is greater than -9. So here half part of the statement is true, which is -8 is greater than -9, but it shouldn't come on the left of -9. Option C is Keith should plot -9 to the left of -8 because -9 is less than -8. So this one is the correct option because -9 is less than -8 and it should be on the left side of -8. Question number 14. Yesterday, the temperature at noon was 11.4 degrees Fahrenheit. By midnight, the temperature had decreased by 15.7 degrees. What was the temperature at midnight? So the temperature at midnight is unknown. After decreasing 15.7 degrees, it was 11.4 degrees Fahrenheit at noon. So we are going to find out the difference between the temperatures to find out the temperature of midnight. So plus 11.4 minus 15.7. So plus minus minus, it means we are going to subtract the numbers, which is equal to 4.3, and sign of the bigger number comes. So 15.7 is bigger, so minus will come with the answer. So temperature was -4.3 degrees Fahrenheit at midnight. Question number 15. A biologist counted the number of 2 types of salmon, chinook, and steelhead at a dam. He used the table below to record the number of salmon on different days. On day 5, the biologist counted 16 chinook. If the ratio of chinook to steelhead remained the same as on the previous 4 days, how many steelhead should the biologist expect to count on day 5? So we may notice in the first 4 days, the ratio of Chinook to steelhead is 2:5. Like if we divide 4 and 10 on 2, 12 and 30 on 6, 8 and 20 on 4, and 6 and 15 on 3, the ratio is same. That is 2:5 for first 4 days. Now we have to think about a number. If we divide 16 on that, we get 2. Obviously, it's 8. 8 2s are 16 and 8 5s are 40. So, biologists should expect to count 40 steelhead on day 5. Question number 16. Jared surveyed the students in his class to determine how they scored in a game. He displayed his results in the table shown below. Which histogram represents the data in the table? So, let's check our first histogram. The first bar is ending between 6 and 8, which is 7. So, 7 students could score points from 0 to 4. That is wrong according to the data given in the table. Here, 5 students have scored the points from 0 to 4. So option A is not the correct one. In option B, The first part is ending between 4 and 6. That's is 5. So 5 students have scored from 0 to 4. That is correct according to the table. Then 10 students could make points from 5 to 9. That is also correct. Similarly, third and fourth bars are also representing the correct data. Like 3 students could make points from 10 to 14, and 7 students could make from 15 to 19. So option B is the correct one. Question number 17. During a sale, a store offered a 40% discount on a particular camera that was originally priced at $450. After the sale, the discounted price of the camera was increased by 40%. What was the price of the camera after this increase? We know the original price of the camera is $450. To find the price after 40% discount, we will calculate 40% of 450, which can be written as 0.4 multiplied by 450. That is equal to 180. We will subtract it out of the total amount. The remaining amount is $270. According to the question, now we have to find out the price of the camera after 40% increase. To do that, we will find 40% of the remaining amount, which was $270. So that is equal to 108, and we will add it into the remaining amount. The answer is $378, which is the price of the camera after increase. So option C is the correct option. Question number 18. Sharon wants to make keychains with different colored beads as shown below. Each keychain will look the same. Sharon will use a total of 20 green beads to make all her keychains. What is the number of red beads and the number of blue beads she will need to make all of the keychains? We know one keychain contains 4 green, 3 red, and 6 blue beads. So we can find out the ratio between the colors: green ratio, red ratio, blue. So she used 4 green, 3 red, and 6 blue balls. As she is going to use total of 20 green beads, so we will see that how can we get that? 4 what's are 20? 4 5s are. So we will multiply all the numbers by 5 to get a new ratio. So she got 20 green balls, 15 red, and 30 blue balls. So option D is the correct one. Question number 19. Josh went to the carnival with $12.24. It cost him $5 for admission and $0.75 for each ride. Josh bought one drink for $1.25 and he rode as many rides as he could afford. If Josh did not buy anything else, how much money did he have when he left the carnival? So we will calculate the remaining money by subtracting the admission fee and the cost of the drink out of the total, which is equal to $5.99. Now, to find out the maximum number of rides he can take, we will divide the remaining money by the cost of one ride, which is equal to 7.98. So we will round it to the nearest whole number, which is 7. So he can take 7 rides. To find out that how much money will be spent on 7 rides, we will multiply the cost of one ride by the number of rides, which is equal to $5.25. So we will subtract it out of the remaining money. So he has $0.74 left when he left the carnival. Question number 20. The sign below is located at the start of Pinecone Trail and shows the distances from the sign to different points of interest along the trail. Sage hiked from the start of the trail to Lookout Point. She then hiked back to Giant Boulder to camp for the night. What was the total distance in miles that Sage hiked? The Sage hiked from the trail to Lookout Point. The distance which she covered in the start was 8 whole 3 by 4 miles. Then she went back from Lookout Point to Giant Boulder. But we do not know this distance. So how can we calculate that? We will subtract the distance from the trail to Giant Boulder, that is 4 holes 1 by 4 miles, out of the distance from trail to Lookout Point, which is 8 holes 3 by 4. When we will subtract these two mixed numbers or distances, we will get the distance between Lookout Point and Giant Boulder. So let's do it. We will make our equation like this. 8 holes 3 by 4, this is the distance which she covered in the start. And the distance from Lookout Point to Giant Boulder is 8 holes 3 by 4 minus 4 holes 1 by 4. We are going to change these mixed numbers into improper fractions first. We will multiply 8 fours are 32. 32 plus 3 is equal to 35. The fraction is 35 by 4. Similarly, we will change other mixed numbers into fractions. Then we will solve the fractions written in the bracket first. We will add 35 by 4 and 18 by 4. The total is 53 over 4. After dividing 53 by 4, we will get 13 wholes 1 by 4 miles. So, which is question number 21. Which kind of numbers, when multiplied together, have a product that is an odd number? We can check all our options one by one by multiplying even and odd numbers. For option A, we have taken any three even numbers, and after multiplying them, the answer is an even number. To check option B, we will multiply two even and one odd number. The answer is an even number again. Option C is also making an even number, but in option D, if we take any three odd numbers and multiply them, the answer is an odd number. So option D is our answer. Question number 22. A scientist studied the migration patterns of two types of whales. The humpback whales traveled 2,240 miles in 28 days. The gray whales traveled 2,368 miles in 32 days. If the humpback whales had traveled at the same rate for 32 days, how many more miles would they have traveled than the gray whales? So first of all, we are going to calculate 1 day distance traveled by the humpback whales. For that, we will divide 2,240 by the number of days, which is equal to 80 miles per day. Now, to see that how much distance is covered in 32 days by the humpback whales, we will multiply the number by 32, which is equal to 2,560 miles. We already know that gray whales covered 2,368 miles in 32 days. So we will calculate the difference between both the distances, which is equal to 192 miles. So humpback whales can travel 192 miles more than gray whales in 32 days. So option B is our correct option. Question number 23. The table below shows different possibilities for the number of games a team would need to win to maintain a certain percentage of wins. Which ratio the number of games won to the number of games played could also be included in this table. So first of all, we can calculate the common ratio of all the rounds of games. If we divide 6 and 10 on 2, 24 and 40 on 8, 36 and 60 on 12, and 42 and 70 on 14, the constant ratio is 3:5. So now we will check all our options one by one, that which option is going to be simplified as 3:5. So option A is 18 and 20. If we divide it on 2, we get 9:10. After simplifying option B, we get 3:2. Option C is 18:30. After simplification, it is 3:5. So that is our correct option. And after simplification, we get 5:3 for option D. So option C is the correct one. This can be added into the table of the games. Question number 24. The drawing of a building shown below has a scale of 1 inch to 30 feet. What is the actual height in feet of the building? So we know that 1 inch is equal to 30 feet. To find out the number of feet for 1.25 inches, we will multiply it by 30. The answer is 37.5 feet. So we can say the height of the building is 37.5 feet, which is our option C. Number 25. A trailer will be used to transport several 40-kilogram crates to a store. The greatest amount of weight that can be loaded onto the trailer is 1,050 kilograms. An 82 kilograms crate has already been loaded onto the trailer. What is the greatest number of 40-kilogram crates that can also be loaded onto the trailer? So we know the total weight that a trailer can carry is equal to 1,050 kilograms. 82 kilograms are already loaded on the trailer, so we may calculate the remaining capacity by subtracting 82 out of 1,050, which is equal to 968 kilograms. Now, let's calculate the number of possible 40-kilogram crates. For that purpose, we will divide 968 by 40, which is equal to 24.2. That is approximately 24. So 24 40-kilogram crates can be loaded on the trailer. That is our option A. Question number 26. Kendra drew a circle. Inside the circle, she drew a triangle. Inside the triangle, she drew a square. Which design did Kendra draw? So here option D is the correct representation of the information because we have a circle first, then a triangle inside the circle, after that a square inside the triangle. So option D is the correct one. Question number 27, what is the missing number in the pattern below? So we can notice a pattern over here that every previous number is multiplied by 3. Like 2 3s are 6, 6 3s are 18, 18 3s are 54, 54 3s are 162, which is our missing number over here. And 162 multiplied by 3 is equal to 486. So here option D is our correct option. Question number 28. Jared and Randy played in 3 soccer games. The graph below shows the number of goals they scored in each game. Which statement is true about Jared's and Randy's goals? So we may notice something over here. The goals of Randy are same in all 3 games, whereas the goals of Jared are continuously increasing. So let's read our options one by one. Option A is Jared always scored more goals than Randy. That is wrong because in option 1, his score is less than Randy. Option B is Randy always scored more goals than Jared. It's also incorrect because in third game, Jared scored more than Randy. Option C is that number of goals Jared scored increased each game. That is actually true because in the first game it was 1 goal, in second 2 goals, and in the third game he scored 3 goals. Option D is the number of goals Randy scored increased each game. That is all wrong because the number of goals he scored remained constant in all 3 games. So option C is the correct one. Question number 29. Tina is making a scale model of a monument that is 155 feet tall. She uses a scale of 1 inch is equal to 5 feet. How tall should Tina make her model? So as she is going to make a model that is always smaller than the original monument. So we will write feet first. 5 feet is equal to 1 inch and 1 foot is equal to 1 by 5 inches. To find out the number of inches for 155 feet, we will multiply the fraction by 155. That is equal to 31 inches. So she will make 31 inches tall model for 155 feet tall monument. Option D is the correct option. Question number 30. The circle graph below shows the favorite radio stations of the students in Julie's school. Julie's teachers asked her to estimate what percent of the students choose WXPR, which best represents the percent of students who choose WXPR. So we can clearly see WICN and WXPR are greater than 50% of the whole circle, and WXPR is greater than WICN. If WICN is 25% of the whole circle, then of course WXPR will be approximately 30% because out of all the options, obviously option A and D are incorrect, and option B is good for WICN, but for WXPR, option C is the appropriate one. 30% students choose WXPR. I hope you liked my video, so don't forget to like and comment on it and subscribe my channel. So see you next time.